I want to make two announcements for everyone. Okay. The first announcement that I'm going to make is that I have collaborated with Product Management Exercises. Basically, it's a forum which has more than 150K plus views and simultaneously 150K plus followers. They have essentially given me free access to their course, to their products. So I just want to showcase the product to you guys, which is going to be super amazing. Yeah. So here it is. I'm just quickly going to share my screen, and please let me know if you're able to see my screen. Yeah. Yes. Awesome. So basically, this is a product that they have essentially developed, which is productmanagementexercises.com, right? Give me a second. I just want to, yeah. Awesome. So what you can essentially do by using this product is you can just upload. So in most of the product companies, everybody has to write good PRDs. So a lot of times what people do is they essentially start thinking from writing a one pager and quickly making the designs. So you can go on productmonkey.ai. You can just upload your designs or your Figma URL. Then what it does, it automatically converts those PRDs into product requirements and engineering ticket tasks, moves them to your, it can also move them to Trello, Jira, whatever you're using, Basecamp, whatever you're using, and it works completely like fun. I have personally used it and created a lot of PRDs, and it's going to be super, super fun. Whenever you, even for an aspiring PM who wants to write a PRD, who is a designer or who's working with a designer, they can use this tool to generate great PRDs. It is supported by an AI that they are essentially using, probably generative AI only. So it has a 2x improvement in productivity, 20% improvement in free time, and it's 100% privacy protected. So this is absolutely free as of now. So because they have told me to collaborate it across, so this I am giving you guys completely free. Please grow, sign up, let me know the feedback, and do everything around it. The second announcement that I'm going to make is that in the next 3 weeks, right, I'm going to give multiple assignments. And based on those assignments, I'm going to select 3 to 4 people who I will give personally 1.5 hours every month to build their, and free of cost. मुझे नहीं चाहिए पैसे यार, ठीक है यार, अच्छे से करेंगे, तुम लोगों की नौकरी लग जाए, all you guys get great product management jobs. I think I've done my job. So guys, let's start. We will talk about this again more. Quickly starting, any PM interview fundamentally tests you for 4 skills, right? The first skill is called product sense. The second skill is called product execution. The third skill is called business thinking or business model thinking in general. And the last skill is called behavioral skills or communication skills, right? The format is very different across companies, but core skills essentially are the same, right? So that is something that is, so the hard truth is that most companies require you to think on your feet and respond quickly, right? Uska reason hai why they test all of these 4 things, because you must have seen that bubble wala thing that product management is an intersection of business, tech, and design and whatever and whatnot, right? So the ideal reason here is that most people who think that product managers just have to do the job of developing a product. No, it's not. The job of a product manager is to first develop the product, then how do you essentially sell the product, and then how do you scale the product. Aligned with me till now? Give me a yes, yes, yes. Yahan tak baat clear hai? Baat clear hai? Please give me a yes, yes, yes in the chat. ये बात सबको क्लियर है तो जस्ट गिव मी अ यस. क्या हो गया, जनता यस नहीं लिख रही. बहुत कूल यार, बहुत कूल. चलो बढ़िया बढ़िया, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, अमेजिंग, ठीक है. सो while you are giving PM interviews, I want you to remember 3-4 things. The first thing, be flexible, right? ऐसा नहीं होता. Most mock interviews don't go as planned. Don't force some random framework that you have put across in your head, like RICE framework or some other random framework, just because you have read about it. Doesn't work like that, right? That's one. The second thing, you have to consistently keep practicing these methods. These methods may work for you, may not work for you, but you consistently keep practicing, you will learn a lot of things from here, right? Third thing, as a general rule of thought, please don't jump to the answer of a question just when you have heard the question. Think about for it for at least 20-30 seconds. What is the interviewer asking me? And given that, then that prompt is given to you, like, for example, build a movies product for Facebook, or build a credit product for Paytm, or build a payments product for Flipkart, whatever that is. Just collect your thoughts and then respond. These general principles I want you to accord for. Does that make sense? Again, yes, yes, yes. Give me a yes, yes, yes again, and I will just move forward. Yahan tak clarity hai. General principle, be flexible, keep practicing, collect your thoughts. Yahan tak clarity hai. Just give me a yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Awesome. ठीक है. तो यार सबसे पहले तो पूछते हैं कि ये प्रोडक्ट सेंस होती क्या है? What is product sense even, right? So let me kind of define it, right? So there is a very good PM called Jules Water. So he essentially defined PMs in this way, right? That product sense is the ability to consistently craft products or make changes to products in terms of features that have the right intended impact on the users. Okay, let me explain what do you mean by intended impact. Intended impact in general means that you have to understand that, for example, you're working for Flipkart and you want to improve the sign up flow for some reason. Like you see that there's some latency issues, some problem there is, right? And you make something like a product change, maybe build some kind of a sign up module around it. And if you build a sign up module around it, and if it improves your sign up rate, then only you have built a product from a product sense lens. Now, if the sign up rate doesn't improve, or probably people add to cart improves or something else improves, it is not because of the thought that you have put across, because you wanted to solve the problem of people coming on the website to the people number of signing up on the website. Make sense? This is a very important skill for PMs to make strategic choices and steer the product in the right directions. A lot of PMs, what they essentially do, they slowly and steadily, they start developing product sense in domains like platform, data, fintech, edtech, right? Over time, like I have consistently spent like 4 or 5 years in edtech across places, right? So I know for a fact in general edtech models, how do they work? So I have tried to develop my product sense in those areas. Yahan tak clarity hai. Again, I will repeat. The definition of product sense is that you essentially craft products or make changes to existing products at a feature, at probably at a platform level, which have the intended impact on the users. Intended means the hypothesis that you had built. After I will build this, this is going to happen. Make sense? ठीक है, तो लिखो जय श्री राम अगर सबको यहां तक समझ में आया. बहुत कूल यार, बहुत कूल. यहां तक बात क्लियर है? Is everyone with me? Aligned? Just give me a yes, 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 or Jai Shri Ram also works. बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया. Amazing, amazing, amazing. ठीक है. So, how do interviews test for product sense? Right? In general, people will give you a broad user problem and your goals. To a certain level, they'll give you. If they don't give you goals, you design your goals, right? And then you have to consistently keep asking questions. Okay, am I making the right choice? Am I not making the right choice? The interviewer will keep testing your thinking, your ability to prioritize, get into the user's shoes, be creative, build a compelling narrative so that eventually you build something that people love. Okay? So guys who are just live on the stream, please like the video as much as possible and share it across as much as friends. Awesome. Okay? So this is done. So it is going to be a broad user problem, very broad user problem. And what you have to essentially see is that most people are making you, whatever choices that you're making, they align from the clarifying moment to the goal, to the user needs, to the user segmentation. And we're going to talk about it and we are going to do a problem around it. But then again, I just want you to be like very open around it, that product sense is going to think that can you make a very ambiguous statement, like build a product for pets in India, whatever, right? And how do you break it down to actionables? And this is where most PM make mistakes. Like a lot of PMs quickly jump to the answer. A lot of PMs don't understand the hypothesis. A lot of PMs don't understand the right metrics around it. So we are just going to break that down. Make sense? यहां तक क्लैरिटी आ गई कि प्रोडक्ट सेंस प्रॉब्लम में तुमसे क्या पूछा जा सकता है. ये क्लैरिटी है. If it is there, then give me a yes. Sure. Awesome. Amazing. So the next thing that we have to essentially start thinking about is that what is the typical structure, right? What is the typical structure of solving a product sense problem, right? So the typical approach that I think about is a very general approach of writing a PRD itself, right? I'll give you a very PRD mein kya karte ho? What do you do in a PRD? You start thinking from, okay, what's my objective? You clarify that objective from business. Try to understand, okay, I want to build something like this. Like, for example, if I want to build a tuition class product for India, my objective is, can I build something for a supplementary education product in India? Then what do? You understand what is the current pain point or what is the problem that people are facing right now. That's the second part. So based on that, you decide the company's goal. Ki, okay, my goal is to navigate through these pain points and build something which is valuable for the user. So first of all, I will clarify that what do I want to build. Second is, what is my product mission and goal, right? Third is, then I will segment, ki, okay, because I cannot build for everybody, right? I told you in the last lecture that you only build for when you can define the problem narrowly initially. ये बात clear है? So I will try to start doing user segmentation. कि what is the broad user segment? Are they good users, bad users, whatever, A, B, C, D, low intent user, mid intent, and we will define that, right? Then we essentially go to the user needs and pain points, right? What are the core user needs and pain points? ये भी हम PRD में करते हैं. Then we prioritize those pain points, maybe based on user research and stuff like that. Then we essentially come to solutions and we say that these are the top solutions for the prioritized problems that I've taken. And then we put across metrics around it that basically, okay, how do I measure the success of that solution in that PR? तो यही करते हैं ना PRD में. यहाँ तक सब aligned है मेरे साथ. Everybody, have I taught the same thing everywhere? That PRD का structure यही होता है. Clarify, goal, segmentation, needs and pain points, उनका prioritization and solutions. If everybody is aligned, give me a yes, yes, yes. Or Jai Shri Ram works, or you are great boss, whatever you want to write, feel free to write that. Awesome, amazing. तो यहां तक clarity है, ठीक है. अब मैं तुम सबके साथ I'm going to do a problem, ठीक है? So let's do it live. अभी solve करते हैं and अभी fix करने की कोशिश करते हैं, ठीक है? So the problem that I'm giving to all of you guys is that how do you build a pet marketplace for farmers in India? Okay. First of all, before we essentially go there, there's one question that has come from all-rounder BA. One question, what is the difference between a PRD and BRD and PRD at this stage? Okay, fair enough. So BRD is typically called a business requirement document and PRD is called a product requirement document. Business requirement document typically talks about that what is my business objective, right? That basically what my business essentially wants to do. Does it want to penetrate the market? Does it want to get more users? Does it want to grow economically? Whatever it is, right? And I don't talk about the product behavior or the product layer behavior. I don't talk about like, okay, I'll build this design or that design, right? For essentially ensuring that my business objective is met. A BRD at this point only talks about why this market makes sense, why there is a problem in this market, and what can be the viable business that can be built out of it. So I'll write business assumptions, business processes, all of those things, right? But in a PRD, I'm going to talk about things at a user level. That, okay, in order to achieve this business objective, these are the business objectives that I want to essentially, or the product objectives that I essentially want to solve for. Yahan tak clarity, I hope all-rounder BA, I gave your answer. There's also a video on the channel which explains the difference between a BRD, a PRD, a FRD, a DRD, which is already there. Go check it out. Awesome. So we are going to start again, coming back to the same point. 1 minute दे दो यार, मैं fan on कर रहा हूँ. तुमसे बात करते करते ना मैं थक जाता हूँ. But ठीक है यार. चलो. So the question is, how do you build a pet marketplace for farmers in India? इतना broad statement है. मैंने इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं बोला है. That's the only question that I ask you. How do you build a pet marketplace for farmers in India? It's a product sense question. तो मैंने पहली चीज क्या बताई? If you look in the left side diagram, the first thing that I am saying is clarify कि what do you even mean by this statement? तो at a clarification stage, just randomly put क्या क्या सवाल पूछ सकते हो तुम? Okay, let me start it by saying that maybe from a clarification state, the first statement would be, does this marketplace Yes, absolutely. Mayank Madan is right. What exactly is a pet marketplace? Does this marketplace means selling of pets or selling of services too? It is like vaccination services, post-purchase services, or it's just about just selling of pets, right? So please, I want you guys to come up with clarifying questions that what do you mean by that? So Mayank has asked a good question, which is what exactly is a pet marketplace, which essentially means, does it mean that it just means selling of pets, or does it mean selling of services also? What else can you think about? Guys, please, I want answers. What can be further clarification questions? This is the only way you learn. Trust me, this is the best way you learn. Jaldi batao. It can be anything. Don't worry about that you're asking those questions and these are not what are the actors involved here. Okay. Suraj, can you explain? Achha, why are we building? What is the purpose of a pet marketplace? Fair enough. Fair enough. ठीक है. Which pet farmer is gonna sell? Okay, fair enough. Maybe makes sense. Hopefully no cows covered. Okay, fair enough. Maybe sense. What else? What else, guys? I need more answers. I need more answers. This is going to be, yeah. What category of pets we are talking about? बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया. Are we talking about in the marketplace? Fair enough. Also makes sense. ठीक है. So what you essentially do is, at that point, I built a clarification question, right? Does it mean only farmers can buy or sell? Exactly. So I wrote down certain clarification points. Is it online? Very nice. So Ishan has written, is it online? Is it offline? Very cool. So initially you will start thinking about, like I wrote down certain assumptions while I was, because मैं कल क्या कर रहा था, while I was making the PPT for you, I was thinking, let's solve a random problem and see that where can we reach about it, right? So I wrote down certain assumptions. The first assumption is it just selling of pets on the platform, selling animals, or does it mean services related to animals such as insurance, vaccination, etc., ABCD? Second, the same question that Ishan said, do you just mean a digital product or an ongoing product also, right? Third, do you essentially mean payments also happen online, etc., etc., etc.? And you can build as much as clarifying questions as much as possible. And if the interviewer doesn't give you an answer, then you automatically select, okay, in order to make the least possible MVP, my selection would be that I will only choose of selling of pets on the platform, not ancillary services like vaccination, insurance, etc. Second, I will try to do a digital product because offline stores requires a lot of investment. So initially in the MVP, I'll just do a digital product. Third is I will also ensure that the payments happen online because most of my farmers are now linked in India to the Jan Dhan accounts where credit automatically happens. So I'll typically talk about that also. And you will make certain clarifying assumptions and you will ask the interviewer, does it make sense? Does it not make sense? So the interviewer will automatically tell you, हाँ यार, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense, this makes sense. ठीक है? Are we looking at specific geo in India? Absolutely. That is also a very good question. That are we looking at specific geo in India or India as a country overall? Right? Awesome. So a lot of things, right? So you put out the clarification questions and you essentially solve them across. What does this show you, the interviewer? It shows that you're narrowing the problem statement to make it actionable. Yahan tak clarity hai? ठीक है? The next is, how can you now define the product mission or goal? Okay, so the way I have defined the product mission and goal is, I want to say that why it makes sense as a mission to do this. The first thing that you would essentially talk about is, like I wrote the mission to build India's first digital marketplace for pets, which essentially deepens access to farmers in terms of pet quality, health, and ease of access. Abhi problem kya hai? Most farmers, when they have to buy pets, maybe chickens, cows, sheep, whatever they want to buy it, they have to go to nearby locations, right? That's one. There is quality control issues. There are no quality control problems. Then there are health issues. Then there are pricing issues. Then there is ease of access issues. Everything, right? So that's my mission, right? But what's my goal? There's a difference between a mission and a goal, right? Mission is like my long-term thing that this is what I want to solve for, or I want to solve maths for 100 million students. What is my goal? A goal is that building a product which leads to unified experiences in pet discovery basically means you should be able to discover the pets that you want, and utilization for farmers, so that better pet discovery means better health of users, better health of pets. Better health of pets basically means to higher production yields and lower costs. So if you have the numbers around it, make your bet. Like if you know the things about the industry, you can say that the pet utilization in the country is 30%. My goal is to increase it to 50%, right? Understood? So we will define the mission and the goal, right? It's okay you don't have, if it's a hypothetical question, it's okay that you don't know all the answers or all the metrics of the goal. But if you are in the industry, it's a great thing that you can cite that across. So ab mujhe batao, according to you, what should be the mission or goal? People, please write me mission and goal. Just put it in the text message. Then only I'll move forward. Jaldi batao. Come on. I need your responses very soon. Jaldi batao. मैं सुन रहा हूँ. I will wait for 30 seconds. That is the way you learn. There's no other way. Yeah. Jaldi batao. Come on. Guys, this is the best way. There's no other way. I need your answers. Ishan, Aniket, Manik, Abhinav, just write what do you think should be the mission of the marketplace or the goal of the marketplace. I'll wait for 30 seconds. Yeah. क्या यार तुम सब तो डर गए हो ऐसे कि जैसे कि मैं okay, so I got answer. So Mayank Parashar is saying to help and leverage the farming population in India, 60% of population. Sahil Dua has written to build a marketplace for ease of doing business in selling and purchasing pets for farmers. Every pet should get a living home. Fair enough. All-rounder BA has written farmers be able to identify the different pets, count. All-round BA, it might not be the mission. Mission is generally a long-term statement, right? Arjun Dev has written to create India's farmer-friendly pet marketplace to buy and sell and along with healthcare. बहुत बढ़िया. This is a very good statement. This will sell as a mission. Arjun Dev, amazing statement, right? So to create India's farmer-friendly pet marketplace to buy and sell animals along with healthcare services. Very cool statement. Amazing. Okay. What has Harshit empowering? So what has Nitya written? Empowering farmers with joyful companions. Again, very broad. Ideally, it should be like very specific to things, right? Amazing. Okay. Ab guys, what's the goal? Mission और goal में अंतर ये होता है. Mission long term होता है. Goal का मतलब होता है वो actionable है. It has to happen now. Like a goal can be as simple as I want to increase the utilization of pet behavior or the pet utilization percentage for a farmer from 40% to 70%. Make sense? ठीक है? तो अब हमने क्या किया? अब जिस भी क्वेश्चन में तुमने मिशन और गोल को क्लैरिफाई कर लिया, तो then you will move to the next part. Okay, now this makes sense. I have defined the goal. The interviewer would say, makes sense. Absolutely. Let's move forward. What are the user segmentation? Okay? So if you start to doing the user segmentation, you essentially start thinking from two parts. That first, the user of this marketplace will be two parts, the buyer and the seller, right? So what I essentially tried to do is I started to break down the users into it. Like who is the buyer? The buyer can be a small town farmer, which accounts for 80% of India, which buy an animal probably in 1 to 3 years, maybe a chicken, a hen, or an egg, or whatever it is, right? Then there is a medium scale farmer who buys and sell products maybe annually to yearly, which is like 10%. And then there is a large scale farmer, which essentially buys poultry monthly to quarterly, right? Similarly, from a seller side also, right? That small time farmers, medium scale farmers, large scale farmers who essentially sell their pets, right? Ideally, you should ask me to pick a segment with the most narrow and easy statement to make an impact. Now, how do you decide that? You essentially tell the interviewer, okay, the small time farmers have 3-4 problems, right? The first problem is they don't have per capita income to essentially buy them. Their transactions on the platform are going to be infrequent because they're going to come after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And simultaneously, there is going to be a lot of haggling, lot of demand, lot of a very long purchase cycle. So मैं अभी उन पे focus नहीं करूँगा because I know for a fact they account for a large volume, but in terms of the average revenue per user, it's very less. Medium scale, maybe I'll do. Large scale, I know for a fact that if I'm able to build a good product for large scale farmers, then ideally I will be able to penetrate the market with very little effort, maybe 10% of the effort, and I will essentially get like 20% of the revenue of the country. I know 80% I will not, but it's absolutely fine because I'm designing an MVP so that I can get the penetration into the system. Yahan tak baat clear hai? Now I want you guys to decide the user segments. Again, the things that I teach you, ye mere thought process se hai. You can completely design. So please guys, next 30 seconds, 1 minute, I'm stopping again. Do your user segmentation, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. ठीक है? One minute, it's 12:31, 12:32 पे मैं बंद कर दूंगा. जल्दी बताओ. ठीक है? Come on. I want your answers, guys. Who is the user according to you? This is how you are going to solve a product sense question. Jaldi batao. Yes, think about it. I'm speaking 1 minute. Just think about it. Yeah. Okay. Nitya has given an answer. I need more answers. Okay. Ishan has given. Then Anirudh Agarwal has written big farm owners, medium scale owners. Okay. Then Nitya has written first time pet owners, eco-friendly owners, small time farmers. Now, please try to understand that all of these, it is not just one segment. You have to think about the potentially all segments and then you essentially have to prioritize. Landless farmers, first time pet owners, okay, middleman, large size farmers, very cool, right? So what I've essentially tried to do is from a marketplace standpoint, there is a buyer, there's a seller. From buyers, who are the people there? From a seller standpoint, who are the people there? Make sense? यहां तक सबको क्लैरिटी है तो हमने यूजर सेगमेंटेशन भी कर ली. नाउ वी अंडरस्टूड कि यूजर्स गॉट सेगमेंटेड. ठीक है. नाउ इसेंशियली व्हाट वी हैव टू चूज इज दैट हु डू वी वांट टू बिल्ड फॉर. तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने बोला कि ठीक है यार, द इजीएस्ट पार्ट हियर वुड बी that I want to pick the most impactful and the most least resistant user set. Make sense? Because initially I just want to say that I want to make my product successful, right? So I went to the user needs part. Now, after I've decided the pets and I said the user segments, okay, these were the user segments, sir. Now I have chosen the user segment, which is I am building for large scale farmers who do frequent transactions, who essentially don't have a problem with money, who are with 10% audience or 5% audience of the country, but they generate 20% of the revenue for the country. Itna bol diya na, to your interviewer will automatically understand that the interviewer has understood my problem. Now you go to the next step, which is like the user needs. What are the user needs of this particular large pet buyer? So I wrote down those user needs yesterday. What are the user needs? The first is that this guy, because this person buys pets in bulk, right? So they want the pet healthy and vaccinated, quality check, definite user need. Second, wants the delivery of the pet ASAP, right? Now the problem is that these guys order in bulk, so they cannot wait, right? Because their business gets impacted. It's a large scale business, right? So they want the delivery of the pet ASAP. That's the second user need. Third, they also want a fair price because they're buying in bulk. They cannot pay astronomical prices. Fourth, they also need credit options, probably because these guys don't have like a very strong cash flow ingestion system and it works on a credit cycle. So for the growth of their business, they want credit options, and probably how they also need some content, right? That essentially, how do they raise and make a pet productive, right? After the buying a pet, the behavior of the marketplace should not stop there, right? It should also help the user to essentially raise the pet and make it more productive in terms of production of goods like eggs, milk, and stuff like that, right? So essentially, these are the user needs, and let's put it across from a pain point perspective. So from a pain point perspective, there is no way to check the health status of the pet besides WhatsApp groups. That's one. Has to get himself to get the pet delivered. In case of supply crunch, has to pay astronomical prices, right? There are no credit options. And if there are not in favorable terms. And fifth, there is a very poor post delivery experience. Yahan tak sab mere sath aligned hai. Again, I'm stopping for a minute. Please tell me, according to you, what will be the user needs? Please, in the chat message, please put across. तो अभी हमने क्या decide किया? We are going to build a pet marketplace, which is essentially going to improve the access and utilization across the country. We looked at the user segments. We said these are the user segments we are building for a large scale farmer. And now we essentially want to put across what are the user needs and the pain points. Jaldi jaldi batao mujhe. Okay. So Manik Thakrali's pet insurance then would be another feature than if life expectancy is a pain point. Sure. Discounts on large scale buy. Sure. Medical checks if needed. What else? What else? I want more answers. Okay. Atharv is saying another pain point is that these are not very good pet clinics which are reliable when the pet falls sick. Very cool. Amazing. Very important pain point. Sure. More pain points. I need more pain points, guys. Come on, come on, come on. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. So I need finance on pet buying. Okay. That I've written. Finance on pet buying, pain point. Absolutely a pain point. For sure. What else? What else? Cleanliness. Fair enough. That is also a pain point. Adoption and foster programs. Okay. Fair enough. ठीक है. User needs. Okay. Then after services like medical and cleaning. ठीक है. So you understood. ठीक है. Logically, you understood that these are the pain points and these are the needs that essentially need to get solved for. Makes credible certification. Absolutely. Make very important pain point. Makes so much sense. Right? Now, अब हम क्या सोचते हैं? उसके बाद हम आते हैं कि what can be the potential solutions for the MVP? Right? What can be the potential solution? So the first solution that I thought of, can sellers upload local vet basically means veterinary doctor recent prescription, which would be very easy, which can be verified, because obviously whosoever has a pet has to go to a doctor, right? So most farmers have pets. Is there a way they can essentially then put across their recent prescription of the veterinary doctor and just put across over there? Second, can they also put the Aadhaar of the vet, so that I know, is the pet vet even legit or verified as a user? Then third thing, which is coming from the key, you need consistent delivery, right? Can we start with a local warehouse model, which is very area of city specific, so that we don't have to essentially bear the delivery cost? Or if we have to bear the delivery cost, that is only on large purchases. That is there. Okay. Third is, then essentially we saw that because discovery is a pain point in terms of supply, because I only can go to one person and buy from there. So there has to be a behavior. Can I build easy onboarding of suppliers so that I can bring more and more suppliers and automatically more demands roll in and you have more options to buy pets, right? Can we also start thinking about credit options, which can be linked to a bank account for large purchases, or even options of Jan Dhan credit? And simultaneously, can we also start thinking on the lines of small community with questions related to growth to put or driven by UGC? But UGC basically means, essentially, UGC मेरे को यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रांट्स कमीशन याद आ रहा है उससे, लेकिन it's user generated content, UGC, कि basically people can put across, okay, I face this problem and I essentially solved it like this, right? So मैंने क्या किया, मैंने अभी फीचर भी डिसाइड नहीं किया. मैंने बोला कि क्या ये पोटेंशियल सॉल्यूशंस हो सकते हैं. नाउ गाइस, यू गिव मी सम मोर पोटेंशियल सॉल्यूशंस प्लीज. टेल मी व्हाट आर द पॉसिबल पोटेंशियल सॉल्यूशन. यू ऑलरेडी सी इट ऑन द स्क्रीन. इसके अदर देन चाहिए मुझे पोटेंशियल सॉल्यूशंस, कि अगर मुझे पेट का हेल्थ चेक करना, इफ आई वांट टू सी दैट देयर हैज टू बी अ हेल्थ स्टेटस चेक, व्हाट कैन बी द पोटेंशियल सॉल्यूशन अकॉर्डिंग टू योर हेड? आई गेव लाइक, कैन आई अपलोड द लोकल वेट्स सब्सक्रिप्शन, राइट? Okay, using AI, very cool. Rahul has written, can I use AI to identify disease the health of pet? I can take photographs of the pet and essentially decide that based on the photo of the pet, I can give a 70% ki 70% your pet is healthy, 40% your pet is healthy, something like that. Very cool. What else? What else? What else can we make? What else can we make? For sure. बताओ, जल्दी बताओ. Chat pet, very nice idea, Abhinav. So That is also a good idea. Fair enough. Manik Thakral has written pet health card, which shows their medical history, right? Then now the point is, Nitya has written a standard thing like a limited marketing efforts, feedback collection. These are all general behaviors. I am talking from a solution perspective. You have to think that we identified 4-5 main points. What can be the limited solutions around that? Okay, based on pet breed, checklist of different disease precautions. Very cool. Can be done. All-rounder BA makes so much sense, right? Then Akshit Taneja has written, can connect farmers with experience vet virtually for a complete pet health assistance. Makes sense. But what I want to all of you guys to realize is that in the MVP, why have I written the most easiest solutions? Because I don't want to build something very long term, right? Because I want to make it successful at a very, very threshold level, right? So I told uploading a pet subscription is very easy, right? Simultaneously, adding Aadhaar is very easy. Local warehouse model is very easy. Easy profile onboarding is very easy. Credit options are like an API integration away. So it's like very easy. Community can be made on WhatsApp, which can be integrated in your app. So there is no difference in like user onboarding, or there is a habit forming thing that we are building across, right? So yahan pe please start thinking on the lines that you have to think about the most easy features to implement. Now, if the interviewer says, can you make it slightly more detailed? Then you start thinking of the long-term features. Make sense? यहां तक बात सबको क्लियर है? If everybody is अभी तक सबको समझ में आया है तो give me a जय श्री राम in the chat. तब तक मैं पानी पी के आता हूं. I need a जय श्री राम in the chat, guys. जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी. वाह, बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया. Okay, okay. Okay, amazing, amazing, amazing. बहुत बढ़िया. So, what is the next thing? After we build the solutions, we essentially come to prioritize those solutions, right? Now we have to prioritize the solution. So according to you, vaccination status, what should be the ideal impact of this? Like if you ask your heart, vaccination status as a particular feature, what would you rate it out of 10? I want everyone to rate it. Out of 10, what do you think? What should be the impact if you show vaccination status on your app or health status on your app? I have given it 9 out of 10. According to you, what should be the impact of this particular feature? You just have to write a number according to you. 10 out of 10. Okay, fair enough. What else? 10 out of 10. Kashish is also saying 10 out of 10. What else? What else? What else? और क्या सोच रहे हो आप? 8.5, fair enough. 9.5, 10, 10. Everyone is thinking. Okay. So for everyone, it's an important feature, right? इतना तो तुमको भी समझ में आ गया, इतना हमको भी समझ में आ गया, right? Now from an engineering perspective, because I have designed the solution that I just have to upload an image, right? And verify that across. And second is just integrate Aadhaar. It is an easier thing. Even if you go to an engineering manager, all the APIs are built. So I would say that from an engineering effort perspective, it is very easy. I've given it 2 out of 10. Anirudh, you are an engineer. Tell me, if you have to just upload a prescription and get it verified, and simultaneously, if you have to just integrate Aadhaar, how long would it take on an average? People who are engineers in the chat, give me an honest answer. मैंने तो 2 out of 10 I have written, but from your perspective, what do you think that it would be? What amount of effort it would take? Is it a very complex thing which is going to take a lot of time, or it's going to take like, okay, according Anirudh, so what do you think from your side? Okay, Arjun thinks it's like 5. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Got it. So you understood the basic premise that you start organizing whatever your solutions are in terms of impact and engineering effort. Make sense? Yeah. So Suraj has asked a very good question that since this is a marketplace, don't we have to look at the needs and the pain points of the sellers? We do, right? We do have to. But while I'm building it for a particular persona, it automatically ties to the other persona because it's a marketplace. That's why I have specifically mentioned easy onboarding of sellers so that buyers can have more demand. So it essentially takes care of their pain points also, but we will have to do a deep dive analysis from that side also, right? Makes sense. So according to Anirudh, it's a fairly easy thing to implement. Makes sense, right? ठीक है. Second part, delivery time and effectiveness, right? Now delivery time के लिए आपको warehouse तो लेना ही है. You have to take a warehouse, right? Whatever it is, but you build a hyperlocal model, right? And now delivery time से बहुत ज़्यादा important है कि I know the health of the person. If I don't know the health of the person, then what's the point of showing delivery times and effectiveness and whatever and whatnot? So I am giving it 6 out of 10, right? I'm giving you 6 out of 10, right? Because the first feature is ideally the backbone of the second feature. Make sense? I will only buy something or with good delivery times or whatever if I know the product is good. ऐसा थोड़ी ना होगा कि तुम रैंडम मोबाइल ले लोगे और बोलोगे अरे यार तो आज शाम तक डिलीवर हो रहा है तो मैं आज ही ले लूंगा. ऐसा नहीं होता ना. तो make sense? So delivery times I'm giving 6. And from an engineering perspective, it's hard because you have to set up a delivery ecosystem. You have to build features around it, but you can't do anything about it. You have to build it, right? If you want to build a marketplace, right? Make sense? So, acha. Third is easy profile onboarding for sellers. It has a large impact because if a seller is easily able to create their profile, showcase what pets they have sold, what are the pets that they have, what is the quality of the pets there is, right? So this is going to be like a profile page, but it will have a very large impact because the buyers who are coming there they will be easily be able to make good choices based on the kind of profile there is. So it has a very high effectiveness. But from an engineering standpoint, it will take time. Anirudh will confirm because you have to build multiple modules. You have to ensure the fulfillment of those modules. You have to ensure that the people have the information to these modules. You have to ensure whether they understand the communication of the module and all of those things. Right? Hi, Rishabh. So, guys, I just want to tell you, Rishabh is here. Rishabh is a very close friend. He's one of India's legendary angel investors. You should definitely connect with him. Amazing guy, and very very helpful. और हम दोनों अच्छे दोस्त भी हैं. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, Rishabh. Live में आने के लिए. ठीक है. तो, guys, according to you, again, Anirudh, give me a sense of if I have to build an onboarding structure, right? With multiple details like name, history, etc. How long is it? More engineering effort than the vaccination status? And what would you rate it? Just give me a yes, yes, yes. Or whatever you want to rate it. Sure. Jaldi batao, guys. According whosoever, अपने दिमाग में सोचो. Ask yourself this question, right? Is it going to be slightly more engineering heavy, right? Again, you have to start putting it across. हाँ, investor भी मिल गया भाई यहाँ पे. तुम्हारी नौकरी भी इधर ही लग जाएगी. बहुत बढ़िया, मेहनत करो बस. ठीक है. तो, according to you, what is the engineering effort for profile creation? Yes. So Anirudh is saying. So Anirudh, by the way, is a SDE in Oracle. Amazing guy. That's why I asked him. So guys, this is how it's going to be. Last, then the next part is credit option availability, right? It is easy, right? According to me, because we are already with Jan Dhan. That's already built across, right? Even from an engineering effort perspective, it will be like 3%, 3 out of 10 from an effort perspective, because it's just integration of an API, right? To essentially build that kind of a structure. And the last thing is the community effort, right? That can we build a community around it? If I just do a WhatsApp integration with the community, so already it has a large impact, and simultaneously it has some kind of very, very little engineering impact, right? From an engineering standpoint and effort impact, because it's just integration of WhatsApp. Make sense? Yahan tak sabko clarity hai, right? Now you know essentially ab tumhe prioritize kisko karna hai. Hi Sara, very nice to meet you. So you essentially know that vaccination status has to be prioritized, easy profile creation has to be prioritized, community effort has to be prioritized, then probably delivery times have to be prioritized, and then credit option availability has to be prioritized. तो यहाँ तक सबको clarity आ गई कि अब हम solutions को भी हमने prioritize कर लिया है. Make sense? You do it from your end, but at least we came to a point where we understood कि MVP में ये 4-5 चीजें चाहिए. Make sense? Can somebody give me a yes or Jai Shri Ram here कि whether you understood that, did it make sense, did it not make sense? यहां तक बात सबको clear है, right? Amazing. Samruddhi says yes. Ishan says yes. Okay, what else? और बताओ. I want 38 responses यार. You are 40 people in the chat. 3 लोग respond नहीं करेंगे. Okay, absolutely we can do that. We can pretty much do that. Absolutely we can do that. Amazing. So the last part is that what should be my core KPIs to measure the success of this marketplace? I have written number of transactions that happen which initiate. What I mean by initiate, not every transaction actually converts because there can be returns. So I want to see how many transactions actually initiated in my system. Second, how many transactions actually got completed, which tells me the effectiveness of the purchase cycle. Third, number of profile creations that happened from an onboarding perspective to the number of profiles which actually got completed per week, right? Then what is my average order value? Which SKUs are actually getting served? And last, how many verified animals are there on the platform in comparison to the total animals, right? Lot of things, right? But my count of users or delivery complete, these are general metrics. I want you to define metrics related to the marketplace, right? Like number of profile creation started to number of completion, all of those things, number of buybacks, lot of things, right? So if you essentially reach to this point, this is where you kind of end up building. So हमने क्या build किया अभी तक? Let's go back again from the, we said we want to build a pet marketplace, right, for India. हमने उसको basically break down किया. We clarified what does it mean. We defined the product goal and mission. We did a user segmentation. We selected the most possible and most idealistic user which can add value. We understood their user need and pain points. We came up with solutions. We prioritized those solutions and we looked at the core KPIs. And यहाँ पे हमारी product sense problem खत्म हो जाती है. मजा आया? Give me a yes or अगर सबको मजा आया तो एकदम yes karo. And did you understand how do you solve a typical random product sense problem which comes your way? Give me, and obviously you learn by practice, but this is like a general methodology of how do you essentially solve it. Baat sahi? Is everybody aligned with me? बहुत बढ़िया. सब लोगों को ज्यादा ही समझ में आ रहा है, बस मुझे ही समझ में नहीं आती चीजें. चलो यार, super cool.